Baby girl, I'm in med school. I work full time. I have a degree. I have a whole-ass beautiful man by my side. I have a family that loves me. We all take care of each other. We love each other. My skin is clear. My makeup is flawless. I am living my best life.
Okay.
Welcome back to Rose Analysis, where I analyze things, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing Young Dumb Honey Bun, aka Sarah, which is long overdue. Publishing my Charlie Gold videos has brought in comments that mention Sarah not being much better than Charlie, and some others felt that Sarah was significantly worse. Prior to this video, I had only watched a portion of one of Sarah's videos because it felt very over the top, nitpicky, and thinly veiled with Sarah's own insecurities. After watching more of her videos to get a grasp on who she is, I discovered I was kind of right. Sarah describes herself as an immigrant woman.
I am an educated immigrant woman.
A student of psychology and psychiatry, although honestly, the lack of care, research, and cohesiveness of some of her videos would lead one to think otherwise. Sarah got her start on YouTube making compilation videos of Amber Lynn that are now removed because she's been privy to knowledge that YouTube would deem her videos as not transformative enough. Although in actuality, it should be deemed as harassment and bullying because having a library of clips of one person is disturbing to say the least. Anyway, I don't want to make too much of an intro, let's just kind of get into the topic. So I watched one of Sarah's most recent uploads to her channel titled Chatting with Amber Lynn / Winging Medicine and Recovering in Her Own House to see if maybe her reactions had changed, improved, gotten better in some way, but that wasn't the case at all. It wasn't mean because realistically reacting to a recovering cancer patient is the lowest you can probably get, but it still contained elements of over nitpickiness and things that straight up did not make sense to me. The video Sarah reacted to was a quick Q&A Amber filmed on her couch because she's still recovering from having her entire uterus removed, but I guess it's so imperative for us to hear Sarah's opinions on that. One of her biggest complaints in the entire video, and what is part of the title, is the fact that she believes Amber is winging her medicine.
I'm supposed to take the Tylenol every 6 hours, and I only take half of what I'm supposed to.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to say, well, I'm supposed to take this much on these time intervals, but I don't because I don't feel like it? Like, this isn't the time to be winging the dosage of your medication. Please don't do that. I don't know if I'm understanding something wrong, but like...
So in Sarah's mind, Amber choosing to not take a full dosage of Tylenol is irresponsible and stupid on Amber's part. Let's actually just look at what Tylenol is. It's a pain reliever. It's not medicine. It will not make her better in the way that true medicine would. Its two purposes are to relieve pain and to reduce fever. There's nothing wrong in saying, hey, I don't feel too bad today. I'll take less pain reliever because I'm not in pain. And that's actually a responsible thing to do, but to pretend like she's putting herself at a detriment or like she's doing something so wrong is very over the top. Amber even clearly says that they said it's important for her to listen to her body.
You know, I'm getting up and I'm listening to my body. They said that's very important, and I agree that's very important.
So why ignore that important part? It's not possible to give proper commentary on something if you aren't willing to listen to things in their entirety. Amber has never represented herself as a medical professional providing medical knowledge to her audience. She's speaking to her camera on her couch about her personal experience. I promise you, no one is walking away from an Amber vlog with the intentions of not listening to their doctor simply because Amber said so. Not a single person.
I'm sorry, but I don't think listening to your body is what decides how much medication you're supposed to take.
This is in fact more harmful than what Amber said. There's absolutely nothing wrong in advising you to contact your doctor, especially in this instance of intensive surgery, but listening to your body is something people should adopt more. I found this thread on Twitter of countless stories of people who in fact chose to listen to their bodies over their doctor, and in some instances, it was a difference between life and death. Doctors are not perfect. And I understand that Sarah is coming from a background in psychology / psychiatry, so that's why I was so confused as to why she made Amber seem so ridiculously irresponsible. I noticed another time when Sarah did this in regards to Amber talking about MRI machines.
Like an MRI machine, you have to weigh less than 400 pounds. I'm pretty sure it's the same for CAT scan.
Dr. Lynn, hi. No, an MRI is actually below 550 pounds-ish. but then you also have to be able to fit into a gap, and the gap is probably around like 60 centimeters, 70, 80 maybe.
But no, Amber isn't entirely wrong. Depending on the hospital or clinic, MRI machines have different weight limits. I found all of these within like 5 minutes, which fall in line with Amber's statement and actually goes against what Sarah said. It's also worth noting that Sarah's source was from one single hospital's MRI machine limits located in Canada. It seems Sarah's follow-up comment to all of this is better suited towards herself rather than Amber.
She talks about these things in a way that makes the viewer think that she has such extensive knowledge about it, when she never studied it, she never read up about it, and she never even bothered to Google it, you know?
Sarah's always coming from this standpoint that she's a psychology graduate and psychiatry student, and therefore she knows everything and what is in Amber's best interest, and that Amber cannot discern anything for herself. It also baffles me the way in which Sarah thinks that Amber should be listening to her, or that she has any place to dictate the way that Amber lives. In a recent video, Sarah uses the term acting out in reference to Amber's conduct on Twitter.
I don't follow it on Twitter or anything like that, but apparently she's been acting out again.
Is she her mother? Like, who uses the term acting out in regards to another adult? Her other biggest complaint in this video is the fact that Amber let us know that her and Becky now own a $6,000 bed.
It is a $6,000 bed. It is
I mean, I really appreciate you telling me this. I almost feel like you're not a peasant such as myself. It's not pretentious at all.
Which is fine, because that's her opinion on someone who has the means to afford a $6,000 bed. Amber then explains that Becky really wanted that bed, to which Sarah says that Amber is lying and that she should have just been honest that it was her who wanted the bed.
How are you going to throw Becky under the bus like this? Come on. It is okay for you to say, look, I wanted this amazing bed, like that's really going to help my recovery. Like, no one would be mad.
So now Sarah has managed to contradict herself only 6 minutes into the video. How is it that no one would be mad if Amber just said that she wanted the bed herself, when just prior to that, Sarah said Amber was pretentious for even talking about the bed?
It's not pretentious at all.
This is just one of the many instances where Sarah seeks to find fault in no matter what it is Amber does, even if it means contradicting herself in front of her audience. It's kind of like that time Sarah shamed Amber for stating that she wanted to buy fake plants instead of real plants.
If I had a real one, they would die, which is just the truth. So
well, it just shows your ability to
I actually
care
got
for
this from
anyone,
Walmart.
from yourself.
The Walmart.
This is creating a false equivalency. A person buying fake plants does not mean that they don't care about anyone but themselves. People buy fake plants all the time because not everyone has a green thumb. If the story was that Amber had real plants that she let die because she wasn't good at taking care of plants, the criticism would still be that she doesn't care about anyone other than herself. Let's also not forget how upset she was about Amber spreading panic and hoarding food at the beginning of the pandemic, as though the entire world wasn't already doing that.
Stop spreading panic. Stop saying stuff like, I've never seen this in my entire life. It's so scary. I'm so full of anxiety. None of our shops have anything. It spreads so quickly. It happens so quick. Stop spreading panic. Stop stocking up. Stop being selfish.
It's creating a false equivalency to say that Amber's a selfish, horrible person for hoarding food, when in actuality she was concerned for her life, her partner's life, so she bought food and planned accordingly, like a lot of people did. It's fine if you dislike Amber, but at the very least your criticism should be logical. Sarah did an entire video dedicated to pointing out logical fallacies within Amber when she herself commits them quite often, especially when it comes to creating these false equivalencies. Sarah also has to highlight the fact that Amber mentioned walking around the island in her kitchen as a way to get some movement in during her recovery.
So I don't really appreciate her telling me, you know, my kitchen island, my $6,000 chair, my whatever. I just feel like it's a little bit inappropriate and a little bit like a small fuck you to her audience.
And this stumped me a lot because a kitchen island is not a luxury thing, and it's found in many homes or can be purchased. Is it because Sarah like practically sleeps in her kitchen that she's upset that Amber has an island in hers? Like, I don't understand. But in all seriousness, this argument that Amber has only earned her money because she has used and abused her audience is tired.
Shit is when people are individuals who have made their money by using, abusing, manipulating other people.
A public figure cannot use and abuse you unless you allow it to happen. We choose who we subscribe to and who we support. It's everyone else's choice to watch her videos, which in turn makes her money. A lot of the ways people earn money on this platform are unethical, whether it's clickbait titles and thumbnails, doing crazy things that will garner views, making up scenarios, it all exists here. Sarah quite literally makes money off this content that she deems to be toxic, abuses the audience, and is a monetization of an addiction. This can't be refuted because Sarah explicitly says this when she talked about coming back to reactions.
Whatever she wants, that's fine, that's up to her. But for me to also profit off her cancer journey was a little bit too far. Yes, it was too far, even for me.
That right there is a strong admittance to the fact that she profits off of Amber's eating disorder / addiction.
Hey, shit's not consistent here.
Now, this topic is heavy for obvious reasons, but I think it's really important that we talk about it. Sarah often seeks to remind others that she believes that Amber has falsely reported that she has been raped. The most recent instance being on August 1st, 2020, when she claimed that part of the reason for Amber's infamy is that she made fake rape allegations. Immediately, I went through that thread, and for the first time, I saw someone call into question why people definitely say that Amber made this false accusation. It's called into question because there isn't any sort of proof or evidence, which is true in many cases of rape and/or assault. Presently, we only have testimony from Amber's ex-partners whose word everyone decided to believe. Make no mistake, I believe that Amber played her role in that relationship with her ex, but that does not mean that rape could not still happen. Since when do we tell people they are lying about their rape solely off the testimony of the alleged perpetrator? Sarah, as an academic, should understand the importance of supporting your words and your conclusions. Because both Amber and Katie were young when they started dating one another, I don't feel comfortable dedicating time to talking about the abusive aspects of their relationship. I understand everyone has different opinions on what happened, but to outright call someone a rape crier is pretty disgusting. Sarah has labeled Amber a false rape accuser both on video and on Twitter.
There's the false rape accusations.
For someone who feels so prideful in the fact that they provide receipts for everything, they should be the last ones making baseless claims. Amber has never once come forward and said that she lied about the things that she said. Even if so, a person withdrawing their story does not mean the act of abuse did not happen. Many people feel the need to question Amber about her rape by asking the disgusting question of, why didn't you report it? As though reporting it to the police is a guarantee of anything, and reporting is often difficult for victims because that often means reliving that moment over and over again. When you're dealing with sexual coercion, there's so much room for speculation, especially when it's between a couple. Recognize that your dislike for a person can be within parameters of respecting other humans and another woman. Dislike Amber, critique her on valid things, but to accuse someone of lying about assault is quite low. You can't boast about being an academic, an educated woman, and run around spreading false stories about someone on the basis of drama and just because you don't like that person. Sarah spreading false things to her followers is not only incredibly irresponsible, but she is actively perpetuating the culture that tries to silence and deny those who have been abused. You can't advocate for women and participate in an activity that attempts to silence women on abuse. And yes, just another reminder, sexual coercion is a form of rape. Towards the end of July 2020, Amber started holding Q&As on her Twitter where she told her followers to ask her anything. In true hater fashion, people flocked over to bring back up her past, troll, or to simply send nasty words towards Amber. One tweet in particular that really set things off was this one where Amber quote tweeted someone saying he gained 70 pounds, and this was in response to another reaction channel by the name of Michael B. Petty. Sarah quickly flocked to this tweet saying, "Girl, I'd sit down before you say anything," which is interesting because it was a question. It wasn't a statement. Are people not allowed to ask questions for clarification? The tweet Amber originally quote tweeted stated something unrelated, and the tweet ended off by saying, "By the way, Michael found 70 extra pounds too," hence Amber asking, "Oh, like he gained 70 pounds? Generally speaking, when you're talking about someone gaining weight, you say gained or put on or packed on, but found is not normally used to describe that. So Amber asking for clarification is absolutely fair and does not warrant her being called names over it. Sarah used this as her basis for reactions coming back by saying, "This is why reactions are coming back, and I don't feel bad about it. If you don't respect yourself or your audience, and even the people who haven't spoken about you in months, why should anyone else respect you in your public material?" First of all, why should Amber have any respect towards a person who has made numerous videos about her? It doesn't matter if they haven't in months because they still actively talk about Amber on Twitter. Second of all, this is why reactions are coming back? Because Amber asked a question? Sarah had already been looking for any sort of reason to step back into reactions. She needed something, anything that would allow her to step back into things without looking bad, but spoiler, you do look bad. How does Sarah claim to not need the money she earns off YouTube, but she returns to her highest rated content over a stupid tweet that she misunderstood on purpose? It's really ironic because just days prior to this, Sarah asked her Twitter audience if she should react to Amber once she is recovered and is back to her usual videos. If you initially stopped your reactions and pulled your horrible merch after finding out about Amber's cancer diagnosis, what makes now any different? Amber still has cancer. All that's happened is major surgery to remove the infected organ, but that isn't a complete removal of the disease. It was never about stopping reactions for the sake of Amber, but for the sake of not looking like a horrible person. The fake care and concern at the onset of Amber's diagnosis was simply that, fake. Even throughout Amber's journey with cancer, the fake concern lived on. Sarah tweeted out this virtue signaling mess, saying that she plays Amber's videos in the background to give her revenue for her medical bills, and I genuinely have to laugh. First of all, there's a mute button. You're not forced to listen to someone only if you want to give them the ad revenue and don't care for the content. Second, if Sarah actually wanted to help, why not just send Amber some money directly? Third, I just don't believe this at all. What do you guys think? Other than the obvious motives, which are views and money, there seems to be a deep underlying insecurity. Sarah will scoff and proclaim that her life is perfect and that she's thriving.
My skin is clear, my makeup is flawless, I am living my best life. My hair is growing, I smell like coconut oil.
Which, that screams insecurity to me. There is no need to accent these things if you are truly living your best life. If you are truly at peace with your life and who you are, you don't have to make it a point of your duty to remind the rest of us. Not to mention the fact that the content does not line up with who Sarah claims to be. Reacting to an obese cancer patient is usually not on the top of the agenda for a person who is genuinely thriving in their own life. As outlined a few times in this video, Sarah poorly researches things and puts very minimal effort into her videos and her thumbnails. Now, since I've taken some time off from making this video, Sarah has uploaded a few more videos about Amberlynn, in which her tune has changed quite a bit. She's now suddenly rooting for Amber and is being more encouraging and positive, sometimes.
But again, I don't think it's the case with most of your viewers, because we do support you.
It's really sad, and I wish she would just stick to one personality, because I still don't know what personality she actually is.
There's been a massive shift within the community in general because of Amber's cancer diagnosis, which is almost sad because it had to take one of the worst things in the world to happen to a person for others in this community to have a sense of humanity. No matter what I say in these videos, others will always tell me that I don't do my research or that Amber's a terrible human being and is deserving of the treatment she receives online. I'm more than capable of research and making discernments for myself. I will always be on the side of, if I don't like someone, I will say my piece and I'll move on. Sarah claims that this all has nothing to do with money. Then what is it for? To unleash your own insecurities on another person and be praised by thousands for doing so? What is the true motivation? Typically, people don't do this to others for no reason at all. Sarah continually brings up moments of Amber's past as though they are 100% applicable today. Has Amber said and done incredibly stupid things in the past? Absolutely, but constantly referencing clips from Amber in her earlier 20s as though they speak to her character today is lazy work. It's incredibly ironic that Sarah has a website called Young Honey Living, where the front page literally says, "What does it take for a single individual to reduce their impact on the life of others?" How can one have a website that promotes a positive lifestyle, yet have a YouTube channel that strays so far from that message?
Hey, shit's not consistent here.
Being nice to Amber sometimes is manipulative behavior, and it shows that a person is only acceptable in your world if they abide by your rules or your way of living. Yes, give credit where it's due, but to go from,
Listen, honey, the only thing who could say that they are a strong bitch and will continue to be a strong bitch is your fucking spine and knees. Because they ain't got no choice.
to,
Because we do support you and
it gives off weird energy, and then no one can understand where you stand when it comes to Amber. Perhaps Sarah is changing her tune and has seen the onslaught of backlash on similar reactors, but then there needs to be acknowledgement of the way your past behavior was unfair and invalid most of the time. Sarah needs to understand the serious implications of her past words and actions. To have aspirations to work in a field where you constantly deal with the physically and mentally ill, you have to become a respectful person who has morals. The behavior exhibited on her channel thus far does not reflect that type of person, and now her full name is linked to all of this, all the horrible things said to Amber and to this community as well. And I'm not sure that's something to be proud of. I've spent a lot of time watching Sarah's videos, and there's so much to point out, but the list is truly never ending. The constant need to create false equivalencies to make Amber look bad are just lazy, and it manipulates the people who watch into thinking what you're saying is true. You don't have to like a person, but have some merit and hold them accountable to things that are true and remove your personal emotions from the equation. Well, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your continued support as I disappeared for a good little while. I will have a video on this Jubilee media situation very soon, so keep an eye out for that. And if you made it to the end of the video, I'm making this up on the spot, comment a pineapple emoji. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, I'll see you guys soon though. Bye.